great balls of fire. And I'm definitely not talking about the 1989 drama that had Alec Baldwin, Dennis Quaid, and Winona Ryder in it. I'm talking about a huge ball of fire, a UFO, UAP, seen over another one of our U.S. Navy airships, the USS Ronald Reagan, back in 2004. We have another leak, and the story is coming out. And once again, we ask ourselves, how come they didn't show that in the UAP hearing and they want to show that old crazy thing out the window when we have now more evidence that it was a 40-foot ball of fire over one of our warships again? Let's check this story out. Welcome back to Why the Big Secret YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent updates on topics such as the abnormal, the paranormal, secret, unexplained, and so much more. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so that you never miss breaking news or when we go live or when we upload. Let's talk about what is really happening here. There's another story that has now been released, and it was covered by The Sun, and it's all about a 40-foot ball of fire, a 40-foot ball of fire that was over one of our U.S. Navy warships, and not just one person saw it, not two, but plenty of the crew saw it. And here's the sticker. Some of them went on about their business as though this have happened many times over, but not for Derek Smith in this story, because he was a young sailor and this was the first time he ever witnessed something like that, and it didn't go too well for him. Let's go down into the story some more. Now, according to The Sun, this eerie encounter is the latest of the strings of incidents that UFOs reported have been seen approaching our U.S. warships and warplanes. All right, so that really tells me why in the UAP hearing, they are really particular about hiding what's really happening when these UAPs, because more and more are being seen over our military installations as well as some of our warships. And I'm proud to say, as of today, the Alien Endgame is now streaming on the Discovery Plus channel, which I'm one of the 3 hosts. In this particular documentary, we cover military encounters that was untold, that was classified, about our military ordering some of these people to engage in a UFO. Some of them lost their lives. You definitely want to check that out. It's streaming on Discovery right now. It's called Alien Endgame. According to this story, they interviewed one of the seamen, and his name is Derek Smith, all right? He was working on the aircraft carrier the night in question when he saw the UFO. Now, Derek is one of 8 former U.S. Navy crewmen who was on that ship that night who have confirmed this particular encounter. Today, Mr. Smith is 42 years old, but he said he remembered this incident as though it happened yesterday, and it was one of the most mysterious things that he have ever witnessed in his life. Because how unusual this UFO appeared, they all called it the blob, or they dubbed it the thing. They gave it a name, so therefore it was something that they talked about. Here's a mock-up provided by The Sun. At least 8 crew members have come forward to confirm the sighting on this U.S. Ronald Reagan, and the mock-up here that you're looking at is credited by The Sun. Now, here's some of the quotes that Derek said in this particular article, and he says, "I know it was something I could not explain." And of course, this is what we handle here, the unexplained. But when you get to a point where your mind is seeing something that you can't explain, no wonder some people have a lot of trauma, because why not? You can't identify it. Your mind does not know what you're looking at. Therefore, I'm sure fear and a lot of other things set in while he was watching this anomaly. Now, he goes on to say here, though, that he believes the government knows more of what they have led us to believe. Now, this is our military. This is people that are in our military saying our own government has misled them on the sightings. Now, of course, they're the one who saw it. They're the one who reported to them, but the feedback comes back a little negative for them. Now, I want to point out something I'm going to share with you that just may give you chills in just a few moments, so stick around. And it's something our military told one of these people, which is, I think, is out of this world. Now, he goes on to give you a description of his own life. He's an average Joe. He works second shift factory job. He says he's a single father of 3 boys. In his off time, he enjoyed playing Call of Duty Warzone and spending time with his boys. But one thing he said he knew, something that he could not explain, And he said, I started feeling like I witnessed something special. You damn right you did. You very did, Derek, and I'm proud of you. And then I want to also give you kudos and the appreciation for protecting us and serving in our military. Now, Derek said he wasn't alone. He witnessed this along with another sailor who she confirmed she saw the object in an interview as well. Take a listen to this, though. She described the object as an orange globe floating over the flight deck, and that it was keeping pace with the ship. This goes along with some of the other stories. Look at some of our previous videos where some of these orbs were following our Navy ships. This is intelligence. This is not something that's flying by. This is something that's moving right along with them, observing them. And that means it's highly intelligent and it's definitely doing a reconnaissance. She goes on to say that she went on to report this. And then here's the deal. She said that she tried to report it to the bridge, which is the upper area of that ship. And you know what they told her? Quit smoking crack. Now, she does say that they did say that they was tracking something, which that means they have record of it. But because she's down there seeing it with her physical eyes, quit smoking crack. This has to stop. This really has to stop. And I'm sure this is why we heard in the hearing several days ago where they were saying they want to provide a better place for these soldiers to be able to report these encounters and don't feel ashamed of doing so. After reading this, I agree with them 100%. I already did, but now this is just more evidence to prove that our own military are hindering the people that are actually seeing these objects and actually experiencing these objects and trying to report it to their superiors. Now, one of the things that stood out the most, and here's a picture of Derek on the deck himself. He said he was more surprised that there was other people watching this and they went on about their day. They continued doing their work. Some of them was not surprised because he was new on the ship. They wasn't surprised at what they saw. And that goes back to where Commander Fraser and Dietrich did in the 60 Minutes interview, a lot of, and Chris Mellon, and they were saying that these things happen every day, all the time. But yet in the hearing, we see one little video outside the window. Oh, this is all we got. And the guy barely could click on the button for that. Man, like I tell you right now, we're in a new age of cover up, and it's up to us, the truth seekers, my community, and we have to get out to these big secret keepers and make sure we get the information. Now, one of the things I want to point out, I want you to go to the Sun. You can read the rest of the article yourself, and you'll be surprised of some of the other information that was said in some of the quotes. But for me personally, to know that we have things flying around, and this was a big ball of fire. Now, there was saying in this report that when they did interview all 8 of them, they all had different stories. Some had different accounts with time. Now, that will cause an investigator to say, okay, well, maybe something happened and didn't happen. But do you remember the report that was leaked a few weeks ago, which I did a video, go look of it. I did a video on it, and it was talking about how the UFOs cause brain damage. Some of the people was talking about loss of time. Of course, we had the unaccounted for pregnancies and, you know, all of this. So that goes along with the report. These UFOs are causing brain damage. Even Derek mentioned that he thought he was in a trance. He thought it was hypnotizing him just staring at this thing. So why not think that those stories still could be true, because they all having a different experience. But one thing's for certain, they're seeing the same exact thing. So I'm back to the beginning of this and telling you UFOs are real. Now, another thing I want to point out is it's another incident over water. And I tell everybody all the time who asks me, Roderick, are we alone in this universe? And I say, you know what? The question you might want to be asking, are we alone here on Earth? What if they're in our water? We're going to be paying a close attention to that. But post your comments. Tell me what you think about this. Once again, our military. If you know people in the military or family members that have reported anything, hit me on the comments, inbox me, because I want to cover some of the stories, maybe interview some of them. Let's dig deep in this. Let me leave you with these words. Your eyes are useless when the mind is blind. It's time to think why. And you see how that affected Derek. He could not believe with his own eyes, because he was not prepared open-mindedly that this could be happening, this is going on. But if you open your mind and you happen to see this, it won't be as most terrifying to you, because you know what you learned here. Your eyes are open because your mind will conceive what you see. As a reminder, Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit those alerts so that you don't miss any time I have breaking news or when I go live or when I upload. And because here on this channel with Why the Big Secret, our eyes are wide open, baby. And that means our mind is in full effect and we know what we see and we're going to think about it and we're going to think why. See y'all on the next one.